Print awareness. So what this means is just knowing that books are a certain way, that there's a front of a book, there's a back of a book, things like that. One of my favorite things to do with little kids, because this is something they test in kindergarten, they want to make sure your child knows how a book works. So at your house, just turn a book upside down and start reading it backwards and see if your child notices. So either upside down or from front to back, or you can read on the wrong side of the page and then over, which I know this is flipped, so this is gonna not look the wrong way, but read on the right side of the page and then the left and see if they notice. It's important for kids to know how books work. And so some of my favorite books are ones that have the first page on the cover of the book. Because it orients them to the front of it. So this one's That's Not My Monster, its nose is too bobbly, and it has the textures. And so your child is automatically drawn to the front of the book rather than the back where there's no textures. Does that make sense? We also have like these spotting books where they have, it also starts in the front. They can start finding things on the front. But then there's things to find all the way through. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a reading book. It could be like a finding book, but look for books that start on the cover. The other thing that they need to know is that reading is always left to right. So this one's our Mouse About the House book, but there are other ones that do similar things. But this little mouse comes out, he traces the dotted line, and then he goes through from slot to slot through the book while you're reading. So you can see there's a slot for every page. Now, the way this book was designed is that the mouse always travels from left to right, and that's just because that's the way that we read. And so books like that are really helpful too, because without realizing it, they're working on those skills for print awareness and how books work.